Okay, good morning everyone. We're back again, still in lockdown thanks to coronavirus. When you're in isolation, keep yourself fit, keep yourself strong, keep healthy mentally as well. So when you're working on the internet, keep your sources clean, don't get involved in conspiracy theories, fake news, and don't feed the internet trolls. So don't get into arguments over the internet, simple one really. Starve the trolls of the oxygen of publicity, just ignore them. So today we're going to have a look at the various different ways of harnessing the bodily force, which can sometimes be known as internal energy. And we're going to use some of the exercises and drills shown to us by Sifu Cliff from Anki Mo Yang, who we're forever grateful for sharing his knowledge. Bear in mind, in daily life, nobody has a monopoly on knowledge. So here we go. Let's start off. Stance. Nice wide stance. Make sure when you look down your knees are over your feet in the same direction as your feet. So don't have the knees twisted in or out relative to your feet. Shoulders down and back. Leave the elbows roughly where they are and bring the hands up. So that's our basic position that we want to maintain. So that when we move, our elbows stay with the waist, the fist, roughly a fist distance away from the body and a fist distance in front of the waist. So with this position here, we'll just warm up the arms. We'll do some use out practice. The main objective of this is to make sure that when the hand goes up, we cover the jawline with the bicep. When it comes down, it stops back in the same position, so it doesn't drop, leaving us exposed. So we'll start off with 10 on one side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And notice I'm dropping as my hand goes up. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And side view here, so you can see what's happening with the waist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just a simple exercise there. You can do that as much as you want with any of the basic actions, but make sure they always return to default position. Okay. Now we're going to hold our hands in a fixed position here. This is just a reference point to make sure that we're not turning our shoulders when we shift our waist. So we'll keep them here. If you like, we can think of this as magnetic north for the compass. And I'll turn my waist and back. And back. I'm going to move that a bit quicker. Bounce it. I'm sitting here. And the other side. And it's important to remember when we do this, every action in reality is a bounce. So we're never holding something down, we're relaxing it, moving and relaxing. Side view there. You can see dropping, rotating from the waist. Remember, the waist leads all actions, it moves first. Now we can go side to side. This was one of Mark Page's favourite warm-up drills when we were training with him. Now we're going to shift and sit. Back. Shift and sit. Shift and sit. So I want, as far as possible, to keep my shoulders isolated from the movement of the waist. The waist moves, that drives the feet action, the legs actions, and the shoulders try and stay where they are. This is so that we can get our actions and movements subtly cloaked. So it's difficult for people to see what we're going to do, or indeed to feel, because if someone's got contact with here, and I move my waist here, or here, if this moves as well, they get information fed back to their system. So we want to leave that roughly where it is, which is about keeping the shoulders stationary while the waist moves. When you move the waist, you move your centre of gravity and thus your centre, as in your centre line. Good. Put it sideways there so you can see that there. Turn and sit. Turn and sit. Turn and sit. Turn and sit. Good. Now, if I want to step forward and I sit down, if I'm sat in my stance and I want to move forward, what moves first? My waist. Always my waist first. So when I move, the waist goes and the body goes. Effectively, this is also learning about single weight. I move back a bit here. I sit. See the waist is sat. When I want to move forward, the waist goes. How do I know which leg to step with? That depends where my single weight is. So, I don't know if you can see in the video, but there's a line on the floor here, a bit of gaffer tape that I've put down as a marker for myself. I can make my weight go to either side of my body by subtly shifting. I can keep my upper body roughly the same, but if I sit here, I turn my waist, and my weight is now down this side here. I come back here, should be able to see because I'm wearing shorts, the weight is now down here. I'm not leaning or bending around, I'm just changing where the weight is. The weight is now operating down this leg. The weight is now operating down this leg. And also, when I've turned my body here, although I'm facing forward towards the camera, towards you, my waist is now here. It's turned sideways. So my single weight is here, my waist is pointing, and the waist leads the direction of where we're going to step. So if I step now, I'm going that way. Because when I push on my rear heel, that pushes my waist forward. If I turn my waist now, I keep my body facing forward, turn my waist, sit down again. Now my waist is facing over here. So my next movement will be in this direction. Here, I'm still, my eyes are facing forward here. Turn my waist, my shoulders are still facing forward, but my waist has moved over here. These ideas are given to us in Chum Kiu form. And we go back to start. So if I step forward, what I do is I subtly introduce single weight. And I push with the leg that the weight is on. If I want to go straight forward, sit, I move. There's a subtle shift of the waist and a subtle change of the weight before I go. What I don't want to have to do is to prepare myself before I go. So if I want to step in a straight line down here, I don't want to have to move my weight sideways. So if there's pressure on me, then I'll be exploited. What I want is to be able to step directly straight forward. You have to do that by manipulating your weight and where the force is in your legs. You should be able to step straight forward. The first thing to do is to sit, then project your waist. If I do that sideways so that you can see what's happening, if I'm sat here, when I step, my waist goes, and my body goes. Sit down, the waist moves forward first, and the pressure from the glutes drives me in. This stops me doing things like this or that. So I move the whole body, boom, drive it forwards and keep the body stable and upright. And obviously, when we arrive, we sit. We go, sit. Effectively sit first, move the waist first, push, sit. Very important. Right, so now we're going to learn to take a step further, sit, step, sit, punch, 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 using the waist to drive the punches. Again, sit, step, punch, punch, punch. And no need to rush this. Make sure everything is working correctly. Let's start here and go over here. Sit, sit, turn, go. Start here, sit, turn, go. Sit, turn, go. Make sure before you strike, you're well set down so all your punches are coming off the floor. Right. Now when we step, we want to move our legs not too thin. If I step down that line again, I don't want to do this. Now my legs are on that line. I'm like walking on a tightrope. And so what happens is my waist wants to go sideways. because the hips are too narrow. So don't walk a narrow line. Imagine you're going down your feet are going down two separate tracks, like a railway track. One leg goes down one, and the other one comes down the other. These tracks are roughly hip width apart, but it's not specific. This enables my waist to face clearly in the direction I want. That means my shoulders relate to my hips and want to stay above them. If I'm too skinny in my stance, my hips will point sideways, and although I can bring my shoulders round to bare square, they naturally want to hit over the hips. So, when you step, and step, and step, and when you move back, small steps, your stance should always come back to easy Kimmy and Ma. So, there's my stance, natural width. If I turn to here, and I step back, and I turn, and I step, I should always be able to bring it back, and it should be easy Kimmy and Ma width. Shoulder width apart means your shoulders will fit inside your stance. It doesn't mean that. So I have a nice broad stance. So when I step forward, and I move, always want quick, easy steps. Step. Because if you can't see my feet, you should be able to hear them. Obviously we've got restricted space here, so when I get to the edges, I have to be careful, otherwise I'll fall over some health and safety issue. So now we can sit, turn our waist, go in that direction, sit, turn the waist, go in that direction. I should try and keep my shoulders roughly facing forwards. I'll show you why in a minute. What I'm doing really is concentrating on using my waist to give me directionality, to move my waist first, and to sit every time. So sit, move, sit, move, sit, move. Let's come freely back. There we go. You can do that as much as you want, it's really useful. I'm in an enclosed space here, approximately, I don't know, 2 meters by 3 meters. So pretty much you could practice that in a smallish room. Right. Tracking. So, Chum Kiu theory. In Chum Kiu, when we reach this position here, we open out, big sao, tan sao, and then we do jut sao and daijang. And then we do this pak saos here. Now these actions go through the elbow to the side. This angle here is indicating tracking using the elbow. So if I'm facing an opponent here, I go forward to attack, to intercept here, and they move here. That angle there is quite likely to be where they are. So that's what it's telling us. And I don't want to turn to face them, then go and hit them or whatever, or wait for them to attack me. What I want to be able to do is start immediately there. So what happens is my waist turns. So I step forward, the waist goes, my shoulders stay where they are, and now I go this way. So I'm taking the quickest route. Stopping, turning, or pivoting as you're moving takes up more time, it's less efficient. So I go here, they go there, the waist goes, the body goes. I don't change the angle of my shoulders. I start on an angle further across here so you can see. I go here, my target moves there, I move my waist, and then without moving anything else, I go direct. Simply because if I do the same thing here, then do that, I could already be hit. This is also true of being flanked. So maybe I'm moving here, something moves from here to there. I don't want to do this or turn as I move. So if I'm here and I get flanked, I just want to go straight. If I go here, something moves there, I cover and hit without moving anything else. So if I go here, something moves, I keep the body as it is and just go directly to the target. Right, I think that'll do for now. Keep yourself safe, look after yourselves, and don't feed the trolls. Thank you very much.